Hi, Alyssa here at Sipkens Nurseries, and today I'm going to show you how to make the perfect bow. So you need 4 simple supplies to begin with. You want to have some florist wire, not too thin and it's hard to keep the bow's shape, but not too thick that it's too hard to get it tightened. You want something in the middle. This is an 18 gauge wire that we use here in-house. Secondly, you want to have some florist tape. So this is what we'll use here in-house. And we'll use this and coat the wires. The reason we do that is because wires in these butterfingers is just really slippery. It also helps when you're using it on a door swag or a wreath to prevent scratching on your door or on your window. Third, you're going to want to choose your ribbon. So ribbon is important when choosing how to make a bow. You can make a bow with really any type of ribbon, but the easiest way and the way to make a perfect bow is to use a ribbon that is either a stiff ribbon or something that is wired on both sides. And that's just going to help it keep its shape better and it's easier to work with. And last but not least, a sharp pair of scissors. Very important. There's nothing more frustrating than trying to cut ribbon with a dull pair of scissors. So to start, you always want to think about, you want to use your thumb and your forefinger. So think about when you're drinking a cup of tea. You're going to be picking up the teacup using these 2 fingers, and the other fingers are just kind of there to support it, okay? First, you want to think about, how long do I want my tail? So the tail of the ribbon is what's going to hang down. So if you're thinking, if I'm going to be creating a planter, maybe I want it a little bit longer. If it's a wreath or a door swag, perhaps I would want it a little bit shorter. So use your fingers to pinch kind of where you want to begin. Remember, always using your thumb and your forefinger. So starting, you're going to create 1 loop up to heaven. Move this finger back around, solid twist. Then you're going to make 1 loop down the other way. Come back up to your center, solid twist, and hold. You're going to keep this momentum going until you've created your desired size bow. When making your loops, always make your loops a little bit larger each time. So the perfect size bow is going to be generally an odd number of loops. Try to aim for 5 to 7 loops, and that's a good standard size. So you'll see here that I've created 7 loops, all growing slightly larger as we went. Next, you're going to take your wire that you've wrapped in the florist tape, slide it through your fingers, around, gather it in the back, and do a nice tight twist. You want that to be tight because you don't want your ribbon to be slipping out in between or your bow moving around. So once you have your bow tightened here, you're going to want to trim your other tail to about the same length. Now when I trim my tails, I always want to do it on an angle. Just creates a nicer look. So there you have the perfect bow. Now, a little tidbit, a little Sipkens secret we have here. If you're putting this into a planter and you want to kind of anchor it down, you can get these skewers. Simply take your bow and you're going to wrap it around the wood skewer, wrapping the wire all the way down. Then when you plant that into your, put that into your planter, it's going to anchor it down, especially for the Canadian winds that love to blow around here. Now, another option that you can do, if you're Dutch like me, is simply take one of the branches that you've been using for your greenery arrangements, cut it to about a 12-inch length, and again, wrap it around. Stick that into your planter to anchor it down. Another way that you can use your bow is to put it onto a door sway. So simply open up the wires here at the back, And you're going to put that down over top of the top of your swag. You can also use this for a wreath. So once you've got it on there nice and tight, a little tip is to take the wire that's in the back and actually twist it over. And create a little hanger on the back. Another little Sipkens secret, little tidbit, just to help you out. So here we are a little bit closer to show you how to do this step here on a door swag. So I've got my bow on the front. I've wrapped it around the top of my swag. I've given it a nice solid twist. And then with both wires together, I'm just going to flip it up and give it a couple good twists, creating this little hook on the back. And by doing that, it's really simple to just hang it on a door. And we're going to show our bow a little bit closer so you can see it here. Create your tail to your desired length, depending on what you're using it for. What you're going to do, using your 2 fingers to pinch, 1 loop up to heaven, full twist, and hold it in place. 1 loop down the other way. Full twist, hold it in place. 1 loop up, full twist, down. So pinching it, full twist, hold it in place, and gradually each bow loop is going to be a little bit larger. As we talked about, 5 to 7 loops is about a good standard size. Full loop, using your wire, feed it through your fingers, around, pulling it nice and tight, give it a good solid twist. So give your door swag and your bow a little fluff. Have it sit how you want it. And simply hang it there on your door. And using your second bow that you've created, simply wrap around your stick or a skewer. And add it to your planter. So not only did you create the perfect bow, you also created the perfect entryway to your home. Thank you for watching.